Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Fort Wayne Up Close. It's been a while since I sat in this seat, I think the first time in 2025, but it feels good to be back here sitting in this seat and to have such a wonderful guest today. Today, we're going to be talking with Miss Linda Golden from Legacy One and the president of RANI. Linda, pleasure.
Thank you. Glad to be here this morning.
Okay. Now, I said two different entities. I talked about Legacy One and I talked about RANI. We're gonna focus on your personal first, Legacy One. Talk to the people. Tell them what exactly is Legacy One.
Legacy One is a real estate and construction company that we started. My son and I started back in 2015,
Okay.
based upon my previous experience in housing and my son's experience in the construction trades.
Okay. Now, when you say your previous experience in housing, that's it. I've known you worked at different agencies and you've been thoroughly involved and always about helping people. And the south side of town is particularly of an interest to you. Where all have you served?
Primarily, most of my adult life has been in housing. Started back in 1988 with Genesis Outreach, which is a mission that still continues to this day that serves homeless families today that are struggling with addictions and homelessness. And back when we started in 1988, it was women who were struggling with homelessness and addictions. So that's kind of where I got my bug for housing, trying to find solutions for stable housing. So because a lot of the women had lost their children due to lack of housing. So that was kind of where, I started to look at housing as a vehicle for stability, family stability.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where does that passion come from? Where does that motivation come
You know
from?
what? I think it has to have come from God because that is not my background. That had never been in my thought process, but I believe that it was an assignment that God gave me for that season of my life.
Okay. So that adage, the field found you. You didn't choose the field.
Yeah, I did not choose the field. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, very good. Very good. Now, Legacy One, you talked about all things real estate. Now, that is it. But then again, I think you being a bit modest. You're instrumental in developing and bringing back that Southeast corridor, and all of us that are from Fort Wayne grew up over in that Southtown Mall area, and you continue to try to do things over there, and now you have office space over there. Talk to us a little bit about that office space.
Yeah, my son and I built a 6,000 square foot office building located next to Menards at Southtown. We actually moved in officially last spring. We have 3 new businesses, startups inside the building, which is a passion of mine also. It gives opportunity for new businesses to have a space to start their businesses that's not out of reach, lease-wise, payment-wise, and also having the support of my son and myself as coaches, to share some of our experiences. But I'm very passionate about Southeast Fort Wayne. I would not have built that building any other place. The same as when I started back with the mission in 1988. People would say, "Why are you locating in this area?" I wouldn't have done it in another area. I am passionate about Southeast. I'm passionate about the potential of Southeast Fort Wayne. And also I believe that for so much of what we need within our community, we have to go outside of our community. And I believe that we need to have those places and spaces within our community to serve our own community.
Okay. And your office building, like you said, you've got other bit startups in there. You guys, that's your headquarters for everything that you do. But talk to the people. Yep. It's also, rental spaces. You're open to some of everything. Speak on that.
We do have a community room space for small events like baby showers, birthday parties. We've had some people who've had repasses, brunches. We do have a kitchen. It is self-contained on its own side of the building. And we have several community events that are meet regularly there. We want that space to be used by our community. So it is available for community meetings and any other kind of smaller events. It will seat up to 60.
Okay. Okay. So if somebody wanted to utilize that building, how would they get that set up? How could they get in touch?
They can get online at www.legacyone.biz. That will take you to a booking page, and you can do the whole booking and pay online.
Okay. And and I'll say too, and we'll get off into our RANI. We moved our meetings over there to RANI and all our events, and it is an outstanding building. Great quality. You guys, obviously spared no expense, and just from a pure aesthetic standpoint, it is a sight to see on that side of town.
Well, thank you. And that is intentional also. I believe that God expects excellence from us, and we want to give excellence. And again, it's about community. We want to have places and spaces in our community that our community can be proud of.
Okay. So when you keep focusing on community, Southeast, you keep saying, why Southeast? Why their community? Why not out north? Why not Southwest? Why not downtown? Everybody building up downtown. We hear about downtown. Why is Southeast?
Because Southeast traditionally has been overlooked, underserved, and underinvested in. And I think for many years I have sensed the potential in Southeast Fort Wayne. I grew up in Southeast Fort Wayne. I know what it used to be. I know that we had all of the businesses, we had all the services that we needed, and it was in our own community. And over the years, obviously much of that has gone away. But I believe that we have an opportunity to bring that back. So that it's kind of from that standpoint, having a love from it, because I've grown up here. And I know the specialness and the uniqueness. I love the diversity of the community. I love everything about it. We could have built any place else, but that would have just been totally against my own personal value and the love that I have for Southeast Fort Wayne.
Gotcha. And it's beautiful to see, a lot of people give lip service, or we hear a lot of rhetoric, but to actually you talk the talk and walk the walk. And I mean, it is definitely an inspiration, and you set a great example for others on what you guys are doing. Talk to us about your the development. I know you got some designs for some developments. When I navigate through my circles, I know you setting up some partnerships and in talks with folks over here, and trying to make things work. Talk to us a little bit about what your development.
Yeah, we have been working on this development about 4 years. I believe that we have the pieces in place where we should be able to break ground yet this summer. That will be for 74 new construction single-family homes reaching the middle market. There's we've all seen a lot of construction in Southeast Fort Wayne that is geared to the very low and low income community, which is needed. And then we can see on other parts of town where it's on the higher end. But there's a middle market that has been neglected. And so that is the market that we are targeting, the middle market. And one of the things I think that we're missing out on is there are people who want to buy a new home, and they want to be in the southeast quadrant of the city, but we don't have the new home stock at this time. And so what is happening is they're buying their homes in New Haven. And that, to me, that takes away from what those people who could be living in Southeast Fort Wayne, because they have to go to New Haven because they want a new home in that middle market.
Got you. So when you say middle market, what price range are we talking about when you say middle market?
The price range will run somewhere from $280 up to $325. That is a middle market home price.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And then you also touched on, like you said, there's a market for affordable housing. Do you guys have anything set up for that? Is there plans to set up market development for folks in that market?
I am speaking with some other groups to see if we can't partner to also bring some of the on the other end, the affordable housing units. And we are also in the process of looking to do some infill builds that will bring some more affordable, but for home ownership and not rental. Home ownership is a pathway for most people to wealth building and to be able to have something to leave to their children. And so that is very important also to me as an individual, to our company, and other areas that I'm involved in, building wealth within the Black community.
Okay. And you know what? I think it's beautiful. I'm going to go back and revisit too. You're talking about building homes for middle market. And you touched on something that some people don't realize. There are people that choose to live on the southeast side of town. There's that stigma. And if all they're building is affordable homes, then you're exactly right. You're going to get a certain population just concentrated in one area. Mm-hmm. But when you're building quality homes for folks that are middle class to above, mm-hmm. Yeah. And like you said, that's all people are looking at. They want to stay on the side. They have the same mm-hmm. passion that you do and appreciate the southeast side and would like to have some quality homes. So that definitely, I'm glad to see that that's a strategy that you guys are using.
Exactly. Again, Southeast Fort Wayne is just so unique in its diversity, in its quality of life, in the slower pace. Somebody was saying this morning they were coming in from north and talking about the traffic, how to get from north into the Southeast Fort Wayne. We don't have those problems. We can get wherever we need to go in short order without traffic jams and backups and all of that. It's a very unique place to live, and it's a quality place to live, even though news media would make it seem like it's, like it's in the OK Corral, and it's not. There are a few bad actors, but it's not like you should be afraid to come southeast. It's not like that. And I've heard that over the years, like, oh, we're going down there, like it was, oh, we gotta wear a bulletproof vest to get down there. It's not like that. That is a misconception that has been really put out there by the media. There's a few people. I am not afraid, and never have been, to walk any street of Southeast Fort Wayne. And like I said, this has been my stomping grounds all my life. Never been afraid and never had a problem.
Yeah, and that's a great message to put out there because, again, like you said, there's some bad actors, but it's bad actors in every neighborhood.
Everywhere. Yes.
And then, again, it's about how it's covered,
yes,
and when it's presented to the public.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's step off into now. You're the president of RANI. Mm-hmm. And RANI is the Realtors Association of Northeast Indiana. That, to me, I can let it roll off my tongue, but tell the people exactly what is RANI, what is a realtist, because anytime you type realtors, you're going to get that red squiggly line as if you misspelled a word, but it's not a misspelling. Give people a history on RANI.
RANI is a local chapter of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, which is now 77 years old, I believe. We celebrated 75 years a couple years ago. But the National Association of Real Estate Brokers was formed because Black realtors were not allowed to join the white real estate associations. So they formed back 77 years ago to have a place for Black realtors to be able to come and to get the training and support that they need. So we are a local chapter. We're in what is known as Region 8, which encompasses some of Ohio and Fort Wayne and Michigan. So our local chapter formed about 12 years or so ago by Claudia White, who is a local realtor here. She's been in business, 5-Star Realty, for 30 plus years. And so what we do is on a monthly basis, the realtors or realtists, and we have bankers in our organization, insurance agencies, and it really is encompassed of anybody who is connected to real estate in any kind of way. That can be an inspector, that can be title companies, mortgage brokers. And so we come together on a monthly basis to talk about and share ideas and plan on how can we educate our community on buying real estate, on preparing to buy real estate, getting your credit in order to buy. Now we're beginning to talk about development. How can we participate in development projects? But our mission is all about housing, about having equal opportunities in housing, being able to educate our community on what's available in housing. I know when I got my real estate license and started, for the whatever reason, a lot of our people did not know about down payment assistance. They did not know about some USDA financing. They didn't know about some of the programs where there was 100% financing because it wasn't being shared by the real estate brokers. And so our mission is to make sure our community is well educated and they know what's out there, what's available for them to help them to get in a home, to buy a home. A lot of times people just assume that they cannot buy a home. And more times than not, if you can afford rent and you can, and you've been paying your rent time you don't have, you can buy a house. And there's money and available to help you to do that.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And, I'm a member, Lake City Bank is a member of RANI. And I love it because, and again, it's some of what you were saying. I tell people all the time, it's all things home buying, anything associated with buying a house. We have all the actors, everybody there working together. And it's a great opportunity, like to your point, to know what all the products are out there. When I speak to our relationships amongst the banks in Fort Wayne, I say it with a lot of confidence because I've been a member of RANI since I don't know how long, but my relationship with those banks is all positive. We share information, we share products. If somebody comes to my bank and I don't have a product, I may, know what Tamisha is doing over, at her bank or, what Davida is doing and, whatnot. And that's, vice versa. We pick up the phone, we're in communication. Like you said, insurance agents, title companies, whatever you need to know, RANI has it. And I don't want to gloss over the fact either, hopefully, you guys heard, there was a time and place when African Americans weren't allowed to be realtors, had to create a term, realtist. And like I said, I laugh every time I type it out. It's like it's a misspelling. And how many times have we done, media outlets and you send it to off to somebody in the media and they send it back, oh, I corrected the typo. No, it's not a typo. Yeah. It's there for a reason, and if you want a little history lesson, I'll give it to you. But yes, it's realtist. Talk to us. What about, what kind of upcoming events are going on with RANI?
Oh, we actually just had a meeting yesterday. So we have a whole list of events on our list that we are working on for 2025. We're actually looking at doing a Black homeownership 5.0. This would be our fifth one that we are working on that will bring the community in. We will have lenders there. We'll have realtors there. We will have title companies. We will have all things housing again that to educate you, to allow you a space of time to meet with a potential mortgage broker that you feel comfortable with working with. One of the things that I think in the past also, some people are not comfortable in just going into a bank. We, for the most part, as a people, we work by relationship with people we're comfortable with. This allows the community to come in and to meet all the players in the housing field and find someone you feel comfortable with. So we have that coming up. We have our Building Black Wealth Tour coming up, which is part of the national effort on this day, which would be April the 10th or April the 12th, nationally. In I don't know how many cities are going to be involved, but they go for 100 cities, and Fort Wayne will be a part of that, where we will also have resources again, always about wealth building and homeownership. We have a day of service coming up, fair housing, women's initiative. We have state of black homeownership in Fort Wayne coming up in June. We also have a town hall that we're working on, the State of Our Nation town hall coming up in April. We have faith-based and civic engagement coming up. We'll start that off on April the 6th. We will be at Emmanuel Apostolic Church on that day. So we have a whole host of activities, meetings, trainings that we're working on. We're working on a youth camp for this summer to teach middle schoolers about finance. We have working on putting together a women's initiative. We don't know what that is going to look like right now, but again, for professional women in business, we tend to have to feed ourselves into other organizations that are really not designed for us. So we're looking to see what we can do, something that is more culturally sensitive to black women in business and professionals.
Okay. So again, April is a jam-packed month.
Jam-packed.
And we will have all that information out there on OMB. So be on the lookout. We will keep everybody posted and updated. And something we have in the works too. I just told Linda, she didn't know, and Mr. Scott, he's out there somewhere, but I'm telling him we're gonna do some stuff probably once a month where we can keep you guys updated. I'm gonna tag it rainy days. How about that? Rainy days. But the beautiful thing about Rainy and everything that we're talking about, people of color, you touched on it. I mean, it's a intimidating process. A lot of people lack the confidence. Everything in Rainy is about gaining confidence, getting you that education, empowering people so that they do have that confidence, that they feel comfortable with walking in there to a lender or walking in there, talking to an insurance agent, and having that understanding. One of the things we talk about all the time on our financial podcast is about establishing that relationship with a financial institution. And again, that is what, our Rainy events allow. And folks, if you heard what she described through Rainy, if you said that sounded familiar, but the same format that we use for our OMB workshops is the same format we're using with Rainy. And again, we're tying everything together, working together, not in silos. So again, we're trying to get the community surrounded, and we want as many folks comfortable and educated that we can to uplift our people into home ownership. Miss Linda mentioned it and talked about, creating wealth, and home ownership is one of those ways that, you can create wealth, because we all know about equity that goes into homes. When you purchase that home, that's money, that's basically your own personal bank that you can pull out money. You have money at the end of that, and that's what we're all about. And to that, I know you have numbers, Miss Linda. What is the ratio between white home ownership and black home ownership?
It's bad. Nationally, about 75% homeowners are white, and nationally, about 47% are black. Locally, it's the 74% white, 37% black. So we're even worse than the national average, which is bad itself. We have to do all we can to lift that up and to help to get people into home ownership. Is absolutely necessary. We're leaving, as a people, we're leaving a lot of money on the table. I look at a home as a savings account. Every month you make that payment, a part of that payment, and the increase in the value of your property. Homes increase in value, cars decrease. You want to put your money where it is going to increase, and that is in a home. And no matter really what the price point of that home is, it's going to increase in value over time. the other thing I just wanted to mention here is another issue I think that we have within our community is I've had several clients whose parent or spouse or somebody has passed away and the home is not set up where it automatically can be dealt with, sold, whatever, by the next living kin. And we have to get an attorney, pay an attorney maybe $5,000 to get it through probate. When there are some really easy things that you can do right now as an older homeowner or any homeowner to make sure that your home passes on to whoever you want it to pass on to without going through probate. So I just want to throw that out there that, if you're listening and you're in that situation, you can give me contact me and I can help advise you through that process.
Okay. See, and those are the type things that, being associated with a RANI, with even you through Legacy One are beneficial. As a realtor, as somebody that's in the industry, what are the benefits? Why would I want to join RANI?
For one, if you have a heart for community, because that's one of the things I think all the members of RANI, we have a heart to give back and to serve. And so that I think is primary. But also the fact that first and foremost, before we go to anyone else, we will try to utilize the service of the members of RANI. We refer to each other. And like JJ said earlier, if we can't find what we need, first of all, with, one person in our group, we can go to another. But if we can't find it within our group, then, you go and you do what you have to do to get your deal done. But I think the biggest thing is we refer to each other. We try to support each other's business within our RANI membership. And that is very valuable. We are actually this year beginning to quantify the amount of business we do within our ranks, put a dollar amount to those. We get some of our mortgage lenders, somebody will go in, they don't have a realtor, but they apply for a mortgage loan. Our lenders within our membership will refer them to one of the realtors within our group, and vice versa. We try to refer our clients to one of our members to get their mortgage. And we have different options. It may not work through one lender, but we got about 7. So somebody in that group is going to be able to service you.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. The other thing too, we bring in different speakers, and you're always up to date. Stuff that I think is common knowledge is not common knowledge to all lenders, everybody. But when you come in and we talk about the federal programs and things that are going on and the local initiatives, it just keeps you up to date and abreast of things that are going on, which is, like I say, just keeping another tool in your tool belt.
Exactly. About a month or so ago, one of our member bankers, I don't know where the money came from, but she had some home improvement money. She came to us. Can we find some homeowners? She had money for 10 homeowners to get home improvement grant. And we were able to give her 10 names, 10 families. All of them were funded for their home improvement grant. And that happened all within the confines of our organization, RANI.
Yes. Well, Linda, actually, before I close out, how long have you been president of RANI?
I'm serving my second term, which I'm into my 4th year.
Okay. Mm-hmm. 4. See, it seemed like I thought you'd been there about 8.
Now, as president, but I've been. I think I was in probably the first year when RANI was formed in Fort Wayne, our chapter. Mm-hmm. So I've been a part of it, but president second term.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I want to say, hey, you're doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work with RANI, with Legacy One, all things that you do out there in the community. I appreciate the path that you are setting. You are definitely an excellent example. I'm proud to be on RANI. I'm proud to, when I talk to people and tell them about the work that you're doing, and anything that you're a part of, I'm always listening with open ears. And because again, anybody that's willing to put rubber to the road which you have proved time and time again. I'm always going to be in that corner.
Thank you, JJ.
So with that, I'm going to say we're out of here. Another episode of Fort Wayne Up Close. Feels good to be sitting in this chair. I'm your host, JJ Foster. Guest today, Miss Linda Golding. Out ONV. We'll see you.
Have a good day.